The sky was overcast, heavy with unshed rain, as I stood at the edge of the grave. Mud clung to my shoes. Thick and cold, my mother's name was etched into the headstone, clean, final, lifeless. The priest had already left, so had the neighbors. I was alone, almost. He stood behind me. I didn't have to turn to know. I could feel his presence like a pressure in the air, like static before a storm. My father, the last person I wanted to see, the only person I couldn't avoid. The ride home was silent. The road winding through trees that reached like skeletal arms over the car. The house came into view slowly, faded white walls, rust along the gutters, a porch that creaked with memory. It hadn't changed. That made it worse. Inside, the air was stale, thick with the scent of dust and something faintly metallic. I ran a hand along the banister as I climbed the stairs, remembering the nights I'd snuck down as a child, always careful not to wake him. Back then, I didn't know why I was afraid. Not really, but something in me had always known to be careful. I found the journal 3 months ago, hidden in the attic beneath a loose floorboard, bound in old leather. Brittle pages stained with ink and something darker. The handwriting was unmistakable. Calm, methodical, too calm for what it described. Each page was a catalogue of pain, each victim detailed with precise memory, their names, their last moments, the way their bodies had twitched or fallen silent. I didn't sleep for days after reading it, couldn't eat, couldn't breathe properly when I passed him in the hallway. He never asked if something was wrong. Maybe he already knew I'd found it. Maybe he wanted me to. Now, with my mother gone, it was just the two of us, alone in a house that had buried its secrets in the walls. Every creak of the floorboard sounded like footsteps, every gust of wind against the windows like breath on the glass. I locked the door to my old room that night, though I knew it wouldn't stop him if he wanted to come in. The darkness pressed in thick and hot. I lay in bed, sheets pulled to my chest, trying not to blink too long, trying not to listen too hard. The journal sat hidden in my suitcase. I should have burned it. But some part of me, maybe the last part that still wanted to believe I was imagining things, needed it to be real, needed the proof. Around midnight, I heard movement, slow, measured footsteps outside my door, then silence, then the faintest click, like metal against wood. I didn't move, didn't breathe. The footsteps retreated. Eventually, I slept, but it wasn't sleep. It was surrender. The next morning, I made coffee with trembling hands. He sat at the table, reading the newspaper, as though nothing in the world had shifted. I watched his fingers steady, clean, strong. Those hands had once built me a treehouse. They had also, I now knew, strangled a woman in 1987, crushed a boy's windpipe in a field in 1993, disposed of a body in a quarry outside town. The world outside was normal. The birds sang, the wind rustled the trees. But inside that house, everything was wrong. That afternoon, I walked to the edge of the woods behind the house. My mother used to garden here, back when things felt simple. A low stone wall curved like a smile around the perimeter. I remembered falling off it as a child, scraping my knees, crying into her apron. I sat on the wall now, older, heavier, full of rot and dread. The woods were quiet, too quiet. My father never came out here, or at least, I thought he didn't. In the journal, there were entries that hinted at the woods beneath the roots. One had said, another, where the wild forgets. I hadn't understood then. I wasn't sure I wanted to. That night, something changed. I woke to the sound of something dragging, a low, wet shuffle. My heart pounded against my ribs like a warning. I slid out of bed and crept to the door. The house was dark. No moonlight, just the hallway and the sound closing out, near the stairs. I followed, barefoot. Every step a scream held between my teeth. Down the stairs, through the hall, toward the cellar door. It was open, just a crack, enough. Inside, the dark felt different. It wasn't absence, it was presence, heavy and watching. I stepped down, each stair groaning under my weight. The air grew colder, the dragging sound had stopped. At the base of the stairs, I found the source. A large black bag, lumpy, leaking. My stomach turned, bile rising in my throat. I didn't need to open it. I already knew. Behind me, the door creaked. He stood there, silent, no weapon in hand, no rage in his face, just calm, like always. I didn't run. I didn't scream. I backed away slowly, up the stairs, never turning my back on him. He let me go. That was the worst part. He didn't stop me, didn't say a word. He just watched. I didn't sleep. I didn't even go back to my room. I sat in the kitchen until morning, knife in hand, heart screaming. By daylight, the bag was gone. The cellar floor was clean. Too clean, like it had been scrubbed. I left that morning. I didn't say goodbye. I didn't take anything with me but the journal. I drove until the trees gave way to highways, until I crossed the state line. But even now, days later, in this motel with fluorescent lights and bolted windows, I don't feel safe. Because I know what he is. And now, he knows I know. There are only two of us left. And one of us won't stay that way for long.